So one of the chaps, his personal goal was he wanted to be able to live in the Mediterranean half the year, so that he wasn't he because he hated the winter. Liked England but hated the winter, so he wanted to live and work
That's,
out in the Mediterranean.
that's a good solution. It's better than buying a bigger heater.
Yeah, exactly. So that was what he wanted to do, and that then meant that we had to restructure the business completely, because the way his business was structured, that was never going to be possible.
Okay. When you mean restructured, are you meaning so there's more like delegation and there's more kind of like controls, or how did the restructuring work?
So this was some time ago, and cloud technology was only just coming into its fore at the time. So one of the things that we had to do was we had to make sure we could get the business so that it was operating as an online business. That cloud technology was just say coming in, so that he could see what was going on when he was in the. It was actually Spain he wanted to go to. It was a case of the Mediterranean was a big place. Where do you want to go in the Mediterranean? So we ended up with Spain. So when he was over in Spain, he could actually have access to what was going on in the business. The second thing is that he couldn't be the one doing all the delivery. So the delivery aspect of it had to be, we had to get other people doing the delivery.
So when you mean delivery, like if you were like a gas engineer, you're talking about doing the quotes, actually doing the work, all of those kind of things. I'm guessing.
Yeah. So doing the quotes is the sort of the sales.
Hmm.
So you got your sales and marketing, which is generating your opportunities, and going out and doing the quotes. Once that's been accepted, you now have a customer, you have to deliver. So it's the actual um, technical aspect of putting a new boiler in or rewiring a house or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So if you are the one doing the delivery, then you have to be hands on. You have to be facing at the coal face, so to speak. If you want to be away from the business and spending time away from the business and overseeing it, you can't be the one doing the delivery unless you can do it online. But for a tradesperson, you're going to have people employed to do the work for you. Whether that's subcontracted or salaried, that's another question. There's different ways of managing that employment.
Hmm. Okay, so in the end, you restructured it. What kind of like controls did you put in place? Because if he's not physically present, how do you actually make sure the work is getting done, the customers are happy?
So this is all around process. So making sure you've got process in the business so you can see what's happening. And one of the things that we needed to do was to make sure that as the work was being done, it was being recorded. So it was going into the system. So it could be onto a platform. It could be onto via an iPad or something, so that it drops into technically it drops into a system, so that when you're away from the business, you can still have access to it. You can still log in and see it because it's all online. Nowadays, technology is amazing. It's come on leaps and bounds, and you can actually be anywhere in the world and see what's going on in your business, provided you've got the technical information being dropped in, and it's so easy to do.
You kind of have, you can do that. They can put the information in, but I still feel like you need a bit more control. Like you need some kind of like metrics or scorecard or something to let you know, because you could have gone out, done a landlord's gas, or one of your teammates out doing a landlord's gas safety, but then you don't know if the customer's happy or not. There's some other things in there that need to be controlled as well. How did you actually kind of deal with that?
So depending on the business, you're going to get feedback. You either have customer feedback, or you can actually have a situation whereby at the end of each call, the customer has to sign the documentation, and that can be uploaded. So you've got a signature that the customer is happy. You can have an automated system whereby a survey goes out saying, were you happy with the service? How were was the engineer clean? Did he leave it clean? Or was he well mannered? Whatever it is you're looking at to monitor and identify whether the job was done right, you can have that in the survey.
So this would be like your company values. Like if your company values, we always leave it tidy, we always respectful, etc. That would be in that survey.
Yeah, that's right. So depending on what it is you're doing and depending on what it is you're promising, because at the end of the day, you need to be whatever it is you promise, you need to deliver.
Okay. Yeah.
So whatever your marketing material is, or when you're selling or your promises, you need to be making sure that's happening, and that way you're going to get good reports back. Because at the end of the day, if you promise A and don't deliver it, you might have done a fantastic job, but you didn't deliver exactly what you said. You're likely to get a bad report back.
Okay. Yeah. So you just need to make sure that you set the expectations. It sounds really simple, but then in practice, it's actually sitting down and thinking, well, what am I actually promising on our website? What do I actually promise over the phone? And then actually tying that together is actually
Exactly. And when you set that expectation, don't over egg it. Set down what is a real expectation from you and your business, whatever you can achieve. If you over deliver on that expectation, the customer's ecstatic. If you under deliver, you've got a grumpy customer. So don't make out that you're going to be able to do all this fantastic stuff and then not deliver it just to try and sell. Be realistic in terms of managing the client's expectations, which is a whole nother subject in terms of customer service and client expectations.